Crop production details are your tools for better crop production management. A crop production detail includes assigning a lease agreement that identifies the individual owners and operators that control that production. We're going to look at creating our owners and operators for crop production. Select Setup, Profit Production Centers, and Crop Owner Operators. We have a list here of owner-operators. When you create your database, it will automatically make an owner-operator for each company that you have in your database. And we're going to begin by looking at the existing owner-operators in this data. So we're going to go to Detail on CenterPoint Farm, and you would be entering an abbreviation and the name that you want to identify this owner-operator with. And over on the checkboxes, the checkboxes will represent if this individual or company controls either the ownership or the operation of the production or both. And in this case, CenterPoint Farm owns some land and operates land that it's renting. So both checkboxes are marked. Then you'll identify the owner-operator information of the name that goes out of your name list. The name that we're selecting here is coming from our name list. And you'll identify the name that would be associated with this particular owner-operator. The only time you fill in the company is when this owner-operator is representing a company in CenterPoint. So in this case, CenterPoint Farm is an owner and operator, and it is a company in CenterPoint. The difference here will be when new production is entered, then a owner-operator that is a company will get transactions created for those new production entries. And if you want to maintain inventory, inventory can be maintained if the owner-operator is a company. If the owner-operator is a landlord, then transaction information isn't entered as actual transactions in your CenterPoint data, but your crop production center details will maintain that share of information from a landlord's portion of the production that was harvested. Let's now go look at our landlord, which is Henry Landlord. And this one is just marked as owner, not operator. We've identified Henry Landlord in the name from our name list, but the company remains blank. So any portion, if Henry Landlord has a lease agreement that is a share where Henry is getting a portion of the bushels, then those portions of his bushels will not be entered as a transaction into CenterPoint because Henry is not a company. And then we also have another company in this database for the CenterPoint Orchard. And again, it's marked as owner-operator. The orchard owns the land, some of the land that they produce the apples on. And we've identified CenterPoint Orchard from our name list, and it is a company. So we filled in the company CenterPoint Orchard. And then we have Sam Myers, who is also a landlord. And he's marked as owner, but not operator. His name is filled in the owner-operator, not the company. Now let's make a new one. And we're going to have another landlord. So we're going to make one for Ted. We're going to say that Henry has a brother, that's Ted Landlord. And he is an owner. And we'll find his name in our name list, which is Ted Landlord, and it filled in his address information. He's just an owner, not an operator, and he's not a company in the CenterPoint data, so the company would remain empty. And we're going to save that. And that is how you would add a owner-operator for each one of the individuals that are part of the different fields and farms that you're going to be operating. The next step that we'll do is making lease agreements, and we'll do that in the next session.